Hello everyone. In this tutorial I am going to show you how to use Neoload application. So first of all, go to file menu and create a new project. You can specify whatever you want to name. You can change the directory wherever the project location you want to do. You can change the server settings before creating a project. There are a lot of settings you can change, general settings, uh, look and feel, the default browser, and etc. So I'll go with default settings of the server settings. And now Neoload has four major phases. First one is design phase, second one is runtime phase, and third one is the result phase, and fourth one is the collaboration phase. First phase consists of three major functionalities like user path, population, and the monitoring agent. We'll start with user part. In user part, there is a number of servers which are been hosting. They are been recorded over here. This is the user path. Whatever the transaction, whatever the actions you're performing over the website or web application or mobile application, whatever it is, it will be recorded over here in three different categories. If you describe as init, action, and end, there are some actions provided by this application you can use over it, like a loop. If you want to perform a same application for multiple times, you can select a loop and drag and drop in the user path. And user path have like some runtime some runtime parameters, like if you want to add a flag request with parameters, if you want to choose some definition contains, if you want to have like a response validation for the user path for specific ones. So for the population, you can create number of populations. You can share that populations. The populations are been can be have lot of parameters, like you can use like lot of browsers depending. It might be a platform independent. You can select any kind of WAN emulation, like you can go to fiber optics, you can go to Ethernet, you can go to 4G, LTE, any of them, and you can handle the cache which describes about user path or the recorded part of the new users you can use. And you can describe the name and the description over here for the population if you want. And the monitoring agent, we are supposed to every virtual user is been created from this local application. So monitoring machine is this desktop which we are using, where we are going to record this one, or you can use from the cloud one also if you want. The fourth one is the collaboration phase, where you can share the application with multiple users. So now I'll go and explain the other phases while I'm going to execute the application. So let's start the application. So here, and the general user path, you can name the user path name. I'll explain like user path. I'll start recording with the init phase. You can select different kind of browsers, whatever browser you want to test with, and you can add extra protocols if you want to add, like, or if you want to remove it, uncheck it or check it. You can use a proxy mode or tunneling mode, whatever you want, or if you want to log the network traffic, you can still take it. So now we have started the application. So first transaction I'll select as a home page. So we'll go to a website called zero web app security.com. Is an application, a site where I can test the Neoload functionality. It is a testing site, can be used for it. Okay, sorry for that one. I have a wrong path, so this one is good. So this one is a banking application. It looks like there is a three different pages. One is a home page, another is a information page, and fourth one is a feedback form. So as we are going to submit a feedback form, I'll just select the action performance in it, and I'll try to submit a form. And the information would be a fake. So I'll select as Rohit, uh, Rohit Sharma at gmail.com. How to create an account, how many documents are needed to uh, to apply for account in this bank. Okay, this is a simple message I have posted over here, and I'll try to send it. So as I'm sending, it will submit an action. Now I will try to perform a login transaction. So I'll put a login form and I'll go to login. Now I'll try to log in the user. So I'll try username and password. So this will I'll try to submit the I'll try to log in the website. So I'll try next transaction as sign in. So I'll go in, but it was an invalid one. So now I'll try valid sign in, because here we are supposed to check use validation for the username and password. So now I'll try to sign in with valid ones, and this is unsecure site as so it shows me I cannot go in, but I'll bypass it. And you can select different options if you want from this banking application. So you can see the account summaries, you can see account activities, you can see transferring the bill. So I will try to transfer from checking account to debit account like $100, and I'll try to transfer it, and I'll try to submit the transfer. So I'll write transfer transaction, so it will be returned in the transaction section. And now I'll try to log it out. So I'll try to go in end phase, and I'll go as a logout or sign out, you can say it, as I have used in sign in. So I'll try to sign out, and this is it for the recordings for the user part. So it will show the post recording wizard. So here you need to select a host which you want to select for the recording. So we won't use the bing.com as it's my search engine, but just we need the zero web app security.com, which has recorded the requests and responses. This is the dynamic parameters which we require, but in this case we don't require. Like, you can use dynamic parameters from some for the forms, you can submit it, but we don't need it because we need the specific ones. From this next phase is the time think time parameters. Like, I've taken like 5 seconds to put the input and take a time. I am allocating each user how much time I want to allocate. So it might be you can write extra time from the existing one, or I can put like 45 milliseconds, but no, I just want to use my whatever I have used in the time. I'll try to use same time period for the virtual user also. So next I'll try to submit which login form, which form based authentication I need. So I'll try to select the next one, which was successfully login. So it will try to test the valid ones, and I don't want the multiple ones, I want just the recorded ones is which I tried it. And see, it will show like I'll try to test different values over it. So in this case I'll try username and password again for twice for the second number of users, but I'll just put passwords the extra. So it will create an error for it, and it will show us in an error section. So now finish. So now we have performed, see, you can see over here the servers have been here. In the post wizard we have selected only web servers. Now you can see like I have did some separate transactions over every, like if I submitted the feedback form, this is a feedback form category. You can describe the description if you want, you can select it. You can provide, see, it's every details you want to change. If you want to change parameter, you can still do it. Now I'm going to create a population for it. So I'll create the single user path population, and the population name would be population, just name would be population. So population is there and name is user path. So this shows me like what kind of browser I'm going to use. I already used Internet Explorer, so this one is also going to be using Internet Explorer, but this tool supports a lot of customization, and you can use many browsers, like different platform browsers. Like, see, here they have given us Linux, and this is a feature like you can show us, like if you want to set a reminder for 5 minutes, you can set the reminder. But here they shows like Linux operating system. You can select the Mac operating system browser, or you can select Windows operating system browser, or you can select mobile devices like Android device, a BlackBerry, a Symbian, Windows phone, iPhone, or tablets like Samsung Galaxy X, Tab 10, Apple iPads. You can select many of them. In this case, I'll select Symbian OS browser, and with the speed of 3G internet, 3G data. And as the cache has been selected, I'm going to select as recorded as whatever I followed in the demo. So I'll try to use another population, which is other platform, where I'll try to use different platform users. Like I'll try to select Mac users in Safari. In different version you can try it, because they have given a lot of versions. And I'll try Ethernet LAN connection with that one, and I'll follow the same cache whatever I did. And now you can describe the name in here. In this case, the local host is the machine which creates the virtual users and handles the request and response. So there is only one. You can add some more monitoring localhost if you are trying on cloud. So now we'll go to second phase, that's runtime phase. So they have scenarios. See here in scenarios, you can add more scenarios as if you have more user paths. In this section, you can select which kind of population you need, or what kind of configurations you need for the populations. You can select load variety policy, what kind of policy you want. As in this one, in the population, I need every 10 seconds I want just 3 users to be increased, and in just maximum number of users are 15 in this case. And I'll select 10 seconds every 10 seconds for this one. So I'll apply it to all, and then I'll go for other platforms, and I'll select peak ones, like every 5 users for every duration of 2 seconds, and every 30 users for every duration of 20 seconds. 10 seconds, that will be easy good, because it won't take much time. And I'll start with minimum load. And the main feature of this, you can add some duration policy, and you can add some zones if you want. See, they are giving you like they have a lot of servers around all over the world, so you can add additional servers which can generate a load from remote places, and you can add over it and apply to them, and within the time period and how much iteration you need, or you need non-stop. It depends on the test scope. So now there's another there's an overview over it. So this tab will describe like graph and detailed description of each and every phase, like how much request has been user done, how much number of users are been there, what is the total throughput for it, what is the how many total errors have been founded in the execution, how many total alerts are there. And the graphs will show the same kind of difference, but in the different graphical manner. The runtime errors will be shown while it is in execution mode. If there is an error, it will be noted down here. If there are alerts at the runtime, it will show it here. And there are the user status, where what is the start date of the user, what kind of population has been there, what is the current container of it. I'll just show you as we execute the application. So I'll start the application, as it will give me a warning that I have a exceeded number of users, as I know, because the trial version they gives only 50 users to use. So we'll go ahead and run the scenario. You can describe the test, so I'll describe as test 1, and we can describe as a sample test, and we'll test the application. So now the load has been just started initializing. So uh, the load testing has already got maximum number of virtual users, so it gave me notification that I don't have permissions to have limited more users than whatever the users are allocated for the trial versions, but that's okay. But still we can run the test cycle. So meanwhile I'll show you there are different graphs you can do. You can select different statistics at what time at runtime you want, and this is a small user path. In big applications there might be a big one, so if someone submits a form, I'll just select submitted form, how much there is a average duration, is there any scale of 0 or 1. You can select different applications. You can see there are different users they are trying to apply in here. This is a runtime error which shows runtime, and you can do shows where it was error, what was the virtual user, what is the response code for that, and this shows alerts where you can see the severity level, what is the severity, what was the time, what was the name, and these are the users which have been executing the timestamp actually, what is the population, what is the user path, what was the instant, what is the actual process for the user, where the current user is been located in user path or somewhere else. So here there are different legends. They shows us like what is the user color legend. The red one is for the error legend, the orange one is for the alerts, which already showed me for the number of users. See, you can see here virtual users, request per second. You can see how much load the CPU is taking, how much memory usage is there, what is throughput per second. Now the application has been stopped as the test has been successfully executed. So now we can go to the third phase, which is the result phase. As soon as this execution has been completed, we can see the results, and say it will show us like we can copy the results if we want. We don't want to have a copy of this because we are not going to compare it now. So you can see a lot of information over it. So it shows a result summary, statistical summary, hotspot, like what was the main portion, like most users have there, were the errors, what kind of errors like occur, like if the invalid input is there, it will show in a error request, alerts, general statistics, what was the all path users, what was the average time for all user response time, and transaction statistics. You can go with specific servers because in this application we only have one servers, but in actual real life there are a lot of servers. You can clarify in graph by like seeing different users from graphical representation. In similar ways you can see in values with specific transaction like login, what was the average transaction, and you can filter like what kind of population you want, what kind of user path you want, what is the zone of your. You can export the report, you can import the record, you can compare it, you can compare with other test cycle, you can select the page request, you can see in graphical representation in such a way like you can see like user path, what was the user path, what was the maximum duration for it. You can add as many as graph you want to check depending on the requirement. If there is any error been generated while runtime, it will be documented over here, and you can see the actual time as you were able to see in the runtime, as well as you will able to see in the results also, and you can still filter it out depending on what kind of specification you want. This is the same kind of alert what we have seen in the runtime phase. you can still do it same way. And this is a server log, what was the maximum throughput and what was the thread and ideal time. And that's it guys, and thank you for watching this video.